the Opus Pocus comics, read to you by Grandma Dingley.
Hold on, that's me. Better get started then. Shh, quieten down, you lot, quieten down. Simmer down now. Shh. Many, many thanks. Right, everybody ready? Run the title music. From the Opus Pocus 1001 Arabian Nights. Or The Princess, the Pirate, and the Baboon. The story begins on the night of a wedding between Princess Scheherazade and the great Sultan Shakriar. The great Sultan, having been abandoned by all the women he had ever loved, tells Scheherazade how he intends to prevent this from ever happening with her.
I, the great Sultan Shakriar, will be taking the precautionary step of executing you. But I'm tired now. So I'll do it tomorrow, after my breakfast. Brah!
However, his beautiful new bride, Scheherazade, told the great Sultan some fantastic tales from distant lands, as well as some pretty good stories from lands that were quite nearby. For more than 1,000 Arabian Nights, this legend became known as 1001 Arabian Nights.
O Sultan,
said Scheherazade.
Great Sultan!
O great Sultan,
said Scheherazade.
Before carrying out your perfectly reasonable decision to kill me, pray, listen to my beginning of a fantastic tale.
Aha!
That tomorrow night you will want to hear more of. But unfortunately by then I'll be dead. This tale is about the bravest, the most cunning, and by far the hairiest pirate on the high seas, Sinbad the Sailor.
Loyal crew!
Says Sinbad.
Tell me, who is the bravest, most cunning pirate on the high seas?
Arr! You are!
Arred his crew.
And more importantly, who being not only the bravest and most cunning pirate, is also the hairiest?
Arr! Sinbad!
That's right. And using my bravery, my cunning, and to a lesser extent, my hairiness, I shall make rich men of you all. For legend tells of a treacherous rock rising out of the sea that inexplicably attracts all things metallic. I've concluded, therefore, that it must be covered in precious metals of all kinds. And so, despite horrific dangers, and despite certain death for most of you, we have set a course to plunder this mountain that has the amazing properties of a magnet.
Barcelona!
The Magnet Mountain!
Cries Sinbad, pointing at a mountain.
Be warned, though. Be warned that the king from the mainland nearby will almost certainly try to sink us.
Arr! Sink us!
Yes. If he catches us, he will repay me for an old feud and scuttle our hull with his mighty catapult.
Arr! Catapult?
That's right, brave, loyal crew. But I have a brilliant plan that will outwit this angry king. Since the Magnet Mountain attracts metals, he will dare not sail too close to it, for the nails holding his ship together would spring from its timber, and they will be unable to fight us, since their metal swords would fly from their hands. We, however, will not be affected, for I have thrown all our weapons overboard and removed all the nails from our ship. Arr!
Away from Sinbad's unhappy boat, across the gently rolling sea, this aforementioned king has set sail with his wizards, who have brought a remarkable magical artifact aboard their majestic, swaying ship.
Tell me,
Orders the king.
what is this magical object?
'Tis a lodestone, sire.
Says a wizard.
It blocks magnetism. It's called the Stone of
What? Oh, blocks magnetism, like that of the Magnet Mountain?
Oh, yes, Your Majesty. We will be unaffected by the Magnet Mountain with the Stone of Need.
Do you have to do that? Anyway, are you sure it's safe? It definitely works.
Yes, we're absolutely sure. But perhaps my Nige would like to test the Stone of Need.
Yes, I get the idea. You can stop that now. Come on, let's go.
So, they set a course for the Magnet Mountain, but don't forget, they also want to kill Sinbad. Want to kill Sinbad.
Want to kill Sinbad?
No, I don't, but they do. And if they spot Sinbad's ship and he tries to flee, but they fire at him with mighty catapult.
Mighty catapult?
Yes, I suppose he might, and that could kill him. But right now, the hapless pirate must persuade his crew that they definitely will find some precious metals on the Magnet Mountain.
But gold, silver, and bronze aren't magnetic!
Really? So which metals are that we might plunder instead?
Iron.
Cobalt and neodymium!
Then there'll be iron, cobalt, and neothingium for everybody!
For pity's sake.
So, as it dawns upon the crew that they are risking their lives in search of scrap metal, the king's ship and its mighty catapult are very nearly upon them. High in the crow's nest, the lookout has become horribly aware of this huge approaching danger and hails Sinbad with an
Ahoy there! Behind you! Big ship! Catapult!
and the king's magnificent galleon surges alongside. As Sinbad's crew begin to gibber in panic, the king's ship prepares its mighty catapult, takes aim, and fires! But misses. The king's fearsome ship again loads its catapult, the giant arm is ratcheted back, and again it fires! But misses again.
Head directly to the Magnet Mountain.
Orders Sinbad.
My brilliant plan will save the day. Moments from now, we'll be under its magnetic influence. Moments from now, the king's ship will have to turn and flee. Literally, moments from now, the worthless metal will be ours. Tell me again, who's your hairiest pirate?
But the king's ship does not turn and flee. Instead, the mighty catapult is readied and aimed once more and fires! And just misses. Away from Sinbad's terrified boat, and safely below deck, the king is talking some more with his wizards about the magical lodestone, as sea waves and catapult fire gently rock their ship.
So how does this lodestone work?
Asks the king.
You see here, it has been attached to this metal chain. 'Tis called the Holy Chain of
What? Oh, not this again. Yes, it looks very much like a ball and chain, but how does it work?
The chain we then attach to this metal plate. 'Tis called the miraculous plate of Thiamine.
I'm getting a little tired of this. You there, answer me properly. It looks like a ball and chain, but how does it work?
Well, the plate is attached to the ship with this rivet, the mystical rivet of Pliny.
And why does this work?
We don't know.
Will you not shut up?
Now, a third boat brings a mysterious pirate who has a big moustache and a tan that's darker than most, more bronzed.
Yes, deeper.
You mean like this? His boat is made only of wood, which means it's not pulled about by the mountain, and so it's swifter, it's quicker, it's,
Yes? Faster.
I'm going as fast as I can. Oh, enough of this nonsense. So, Sinbad's loyal crew, now realizing that the Magnet Mountain has no effect on the king's ship, have decided to surrender.
Brave, loyal crew, I order you to stand and fight!
With what? You threw all our weapons overboard!
With our bravery, using our cunning, and somehow deploying my hairiness!
Right, that's it. Use as walking the plank.
Meanwhile, the mighty catapult is loaded one final time. As Sinbad is forced, teetering to the end of the plank, the king's ship, now ready to fire, will not miss again as it takes aim and... Suddenly the third boat shoots underneath the plank just as Sinbad leaps off it, and the catapult fires, hitting Sinbad's ship, toppling the crow's nest, punching through the deck, and scuttling the hull. Sinbad's ship sinks beneath the waves, but the lucky pirate is no longer aboard it.
The sea doesn't normally feel this hard and wooden.
Thinks Sinbad to himself, before realizing that he is now lying on the deck of another boat. He looks up to see the last of his old vessel slip below the water's surface. So, Sinbad's ship has been sunk and all his crew drowned. All his crew? No, not quite. Some were eaten by sharks. The mysterious bronze-skinned pirate with a big moustache points his nimble wooden boat towards the mainland before turning to Sinbad and silently drawing his sword. Away from Sinbad's latest misfortune, the king's ship, still in pursuit, performs an about-turn, though the heavy galleon is much too slow to have any chance of catching them.
But catch you I will,
thinks the king, as he watches their little boat disappear amongst the distant waves of a twilit sea. And so, it seems then that Sinbad will at least survive the night.
And so, too, would Scheherazade. For the Sultan was deeply intrigued by her tale, and had decided not to execute her in the morning after his breakfast, but to let her finish the story that following evening, and so kill her the day after tomorrow. But for now, the Sultan was too weary to continue, and wished Scheherazade a good night before retiring to his bed.
No, I'm not tired.
Yes, he was. A tired Sultan.
No, I'm not.
Snoozy old Sultan, getting sleepy, little bit grumpy. Go to sleep now. Go to sleep, tired and grumpy Sultan. Go to sleep.
I'll execute that one.
Night, night.